Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And it's still nice and comfortable for the most part this morning, but we'll start to see our humidity climbing over the next couple of days, along with a better chance for rain and storms. I'll walk you through it.
Local drought conditions. Today we will learn if recent rain has impacted the severity of this ongoing drought. The new data we are expecting this morning. Plus, asking for accountability. Today, Carytown leaders will meet about a new budget. Our questions about transparency after the former town manager was accused of misusing town funds. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday as we move through the week. A brand new day and a new opportunity to get up to speed on what's happening in your community. I'm Renee Chu. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Oh, when you step out the door, it just feels really nice out there.
It really does. And yesterday was such a gorgeous day. We had highs in the mid 80s, low humidity. Our muggy meter dropped down yesterday into the comfy zone. It's beginning to creep up, but it still feels pretty nice right now. We are on the way up with that muggy meter, though, especially this weekend. We take a look outside. All is quiet. Our dew point sitting at 61, which on this muggy meter is still nice, and 68 is our temperature. So it's a pleasant start this morning. Some upper 50s in our northern counties and elsewhere, mid to upper 60s. A little warmer in the Triangle at 68, but 62 in Southern Pines and in Goldsboro. So still feeling good out there. Comfortable this morning for getting out with the dog or going for a run. This afternoon, though, it will be hotter. Yesterday's high was 84. We're looking at 92 today, so that's going to be noticeably hotter. And then by Friday, especially Saturday and Sunday, we'll have a better chance for storms. Already a severe threat for Saturday. I'll walk through the timeline. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. Raleigh police are working to make an arrest after a shooting in a parking lot early this morning. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at the scene on Western Boulevard near Buck Jones Road around 2:30 this morning. Police say several bullets hit a parked car just after 1 a.m. No injuries are reported. Today, we will learn more about how recent rainfall has affected drought conditions across our area. Part of the Triangle is under exceptional drought conditions. That's the highest level of drought. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Falls Lake. Kelsey, we've seen some rain in June, which is good, but a whole lot more is needed.
Yes, Renee, we've actually seen a lot more rain this month than we've seen all throughout the spring. So that's definitely good news, but we're not expecting to see very many changes in today's drought monitor. So just to show you how these dry conditions are impacting things, we usually go live here from Hickory Hill Boat Ramp at Falls Lake, and the boat ramp is closed this morning due to the low water level. Sky 5 video shows the conditions at Falls Lake earlier this month. Ed Budkin with Raleigh Water says they've had more violations lately since Stage 1 water restrictions were implemented. That's because they have more staff monitoring in the field, and they're pulling meter records for irrigation accounts. Thunderstorms during this time of year are often isolated. Budkin says we need a lot of rain in Durham, Granville County, and northern Wake County to help out with Falls Lake.
This is what we think will be the drought of record, which means the most serious drought this area has ever experienced. The worst case scenario is a very dry winter and a very dry spring, which is exactly what we had.
The new drought monitor is scheduled to be released this morning at 9 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live at Falls Lake.
Dozens of people are dead after back-to-back earthquakes that caused significant damage in Venezuela's capital city. The first quake registered 7.2. A 7.5 magnitude quake followed less than a minute later. Early reports indicate at least 32 people are dead. More than 700 are hurt. The earthquakes are among the strongest to strike Venezuela in more than a century. A 5.6 magnitude earthquake rocked Northern California. Authorities say some injuries are reported, but fortunately no major damage. Power was knocked out to about 10,000 homes and businesses. Today, Cary Town Council will vote on a $573 million budget. It includes efforts to improve financial transparency after the town manager resigned over questions about how he used public funds. WRAL's Ali Calabar joins us live from Cary Town Hall. Ali, this budget adds 2 new positions focused on accountability.
Yeah, Renee, and the interim town manager says those 2 new positions will be in the finance department. He says that their focus is to improve oversight and resources involving the public's money. Now, the Wake County District Attorney's Office, the State Bureau of Investigation, and the NC State Auditor investigated financial mismanagement by former town manager Sean Stiegel. Now the town says it's working to gain residents' trust back. The budget proposal does include a 37.5-cent property tax increase. Most of the money will be used to fund operations. The rest will be used for town projects. Interim town manager Russ Overton says the new finance positions will help with transparency. He says the town will also be refining policies and procedures over the next year. Now, we did reach out to Overton to ask who will oversee these positions, what are their expectations, and also what policies and procedures are they working on to improve transparency. Now, when we hear back, we'll let you know. In the next half hour, we're going to hear from residents about their opinions and concerns about an increased property tax. Reporting live in Cary, Allie Cathabar, WRAL News.
Authorities in Vance County say an inmate who tried to escape earlier this week stole a set of keys and got onto the jail's roof. In a statement, the jail says Malin Hebron tried to jump from the roof over 2 exterior fences. He fell between the fences and was hurt. He was taken to Duke University Hospital. We are working to learn the extent of his injuries. Hebron is accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend, Tiffany Lassiter, at her Henderson home on Christmas Eve. He is awaiting trial for a first-degree murder charge. New overnight, the U.S. Senate rejected an effort to limit President Trump's authority to take military action against Iran. In a late-night vote, the Senate blocked a resolution that would have required congressional approval for continued U.S. military action against Iran. This vote comes a day after a similar measure was passed to block Trump's war on Iran. The U.S. House passed a resolution earlier this month. The White House maintains the U.S. is no longer engaged in active hostilities with Iran. In Fayetteville, plans to consolidate the city's 911 system are facing criticism. A new bill proposed in the General Assembly would force the city of Fayetteville to combine with Cumberland County's emergency communication services. Fayetteville Mayor Mitch Colvin says this blindsided the city and goes against its wishes. Police Chief Roberto Bryan says because Fayetteville takes most of the 911 calls, it should run a newly merged center.
If JetBlue and Delta merges, JetBlue ain't running Delta. So currently, I tell you, what we see here is a hostile takeover. Hostile takeover.
The chairman of the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners says he would take these concerns to his board for discussion. A person is dead and 2 others are hurt after a crash in Johnston County. This happened yesterday on Macklemore Road. State Highway Patrol says the driver of one of the vehicles crossed the center line and hit another vehicle. We are still working to get more information about what happened. The Edgecombe County Animal Shelter is facing $3,000 in fines from the state, but the shelter says it doesn't have to pay. Violations include $2,500 for failing to euthanize 5 puppies in accordance with the state's Animal Welfare Act. The shelter was also fined $500 for not holding 2 stray animals for the minimum 72-hour period. The shelter says it is fixing all the issues noted in the inspection. It's currently closed following a parvo outbreak. Earlier this month, the Harnett County Animal Shelter was fined nearly $20,000. State investigators cited violations over how the shelter euthanized dozens of dogs. Days later, the shelter's manager was placed on administrative leave. More than 3,000 people have signed a petition calling for him to be fired. Some are pushing the Attorney General's office to file animal cruelty charges. Apex City Council approved improvements for 1010 Road, despite the widening project being delayed by NCDOT. Mayor Jacques Gilbert says a traffic signal is coming to Jesse Drive and 1010 Road. It's currently being designed and requires DOT review and approval. The town also plans on adding additional transportation improvements to address traffic concerns in that area. Two more Duke players and a UNC player were selected in the second round of the NBA draft last night. Duke's Isaiah Evans was selected 33rd by the Minnesota Timberwolves, who acquired the pick from the Brooklyn Nets. Evans' former teammate Malik Brown was drafted 44th by the San Antonio Spurs. Brown was named ACC Defensive Player of the Year this past season. And UNC's Henry Vassar is headed to the Atlanta Hawks, who took him with the 52nd pick. Elections leaders reprimanded. Two Wake County board members will keep their jobs after an inquiry into allowing dead people's votes to count. The legal gray area under scrutiny. Plus, the Great American State Fair. America 250 celebrations include a big event on the National Mall. A look at the event, which will run for more than 2 weeks.
Yesterday, so comfortable. The humidity will be a little higher today. The temperature noticeably warmer as we climb back into the 90s. We'll talk about some showers and thunderstorms in the next few days to go along with it. 444, taking a look at the top of the tower, all lit in blue for clear skies. It's a nice start this morning. We're going to see another nice day like we did yesterday. It's just going to be a little bit hotter and a little bit more humid. 59 in Lewisburg right now, 66 in Fayetteville, 58 in South Hill, 66 in Goldsboro. This morning feels very much like yesterday with the nice cool temperatures and the low humidity. But we will see slightly warmer temperatures. Yesterday, we hit 84. By lunchtime, we're already in the mid 80s. So it's borderline whether or not you want to eat your lunch outside. Definitely over the weekend, it's going to be too hot. Getting home from work, temperatures will be in the low 90s. Still maybe low enough humidity to get out. But today definitely will feel a little different than yesterday. We have a good chance of rain in our forecast over the weekend. Already a severe threat for part of the weekend. We'll check that out coming up. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. Two members of the Wake County Board of Elections will keep their seats after an inquiry into how they handled the votes of three people who died before Election Day in 2024. The voters had cast their ballots early, and the board members ruled to still allow those votes. Gary Cohen and Greg Flynn were given a reprimand by the State Board of Elections after a 6-hour hearing yesterday. State law requires county officials to remove deceased voters from the rolls, but it doesn't specify what to do with ballots that were legally cast by someone who dies before Election Day. While both men were apologetic, they were adamant that this was their interpretation of the law.
We're trying to protect the vote. These people cast their votes deliberately knowing that they were in the last stages of their lives. Those votes were cast, and as soon as they were cast, they were sacred. And we have a duty to treat those votes as sacred as any other vote.
Both Flynn and Cohen will be allowed to finish their terms. President Donald Trump says he will not sign the bipartisan affordable housing bill that passed through both houses of Congress until lawmakers also pass his elections bill. The housing bill encourages new home construction and forbids large investors from buying most of them. President Trump was expected to sign it into law yesterday, but he's refusing to do it until the Senate passes his Save America Act. It would require voters to supply proof of citizenship in person before they can vote. The House passed the bill, but it's hitting a roadblock in the Senate. America 250 celebrations are ramping up in Washington, D.C. President Trump kicked off the Great American State Fair on the National Mall last night. The fair marks the launch of the Trump administration's 16-day Freedom 250 celebration. This is a series of events that will include exhibits and activities across the country leading up to July 4th. During his remarks, the president talked about looking toward the future.
This anniversary is a time to be proud of our past, but it is also a time to lift our sights, expand our ambitions, and raise our expectations of what America can be. We will leave our children nothing less than the richest inheritance, most advanced civilization, and highest standard of living in human history.
The president also highlighted what he sees as major accomplishments during his second term. Those include the peace negotiations with Iran and the dismantling of DEI initiatives. He also repeated his claims of vandalism during the renovations at the D.C. Reflecting Pool. The Great American State Fair runs through July 10th. It is 4:48 now, and as we move closer to the 4th of July weekend, let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Yesterday felt wonderful, and today will also feel comfortable, just a little hotter.
Exactly. And maybe a tiny chance of a shower. It looks like a much better chance once we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hotter for today. Highs are back into the low to mid 90s this afternoon. And looking at a weekend chance for rain, mainly afternoon and evening. So if you do have something planned for this weekend, morning looks just fine. It's just going to be the afternoon and evening that we'll be watching. We have a cluster of thunderstorms developing over here across parts of the deep south. We may end up seeing some of that move in our direction, bringing us just a tiny chance of a shower later today, but it's a much better chance as we get into the weekend, and we'll look at that in just a second. Heading out the door this morning, Franklinton all dressed up for 4th of July, looking great out there. Flags there on the lawn of the middle school and flags up and down the street, looking great. 61 is our dew point, which definitely feels nice, and 68 is our temperature, also not bad at all. So we start similar to yesterday. It's just this afternoon is going to be a little hotter. It's 59 in Chapel Hill, 66 in Knightdale, 61 in Clayton right now. And around town this afternoon, we're going to climb into the low to mid 90s. We get back into more of a southwesterly wind today. That's going to begin to deliver the heat and humidity. Right now, our dew points are fairly dry, but watch what happens as we get through the day today. The humidity comes and goes, but by Friday, it comes streaming right back in, and it's likely to be with us all the way through the weekend, just feeling very much like summer. So yesterday, we were in the comfy zone in terms of the humidity. Today, more like tolerable. Tomorrow, and then into the weekend, solidly in the steamy zone. Rain chances go up too. It's a 40% chance Friday, and then 50 Saturday and Sunday. Already Saturday, we have a level 1 risk for severe storms, so we'll take a look at that. For your outdoor plans this weekend, it just means a little iffy in the afternoon and evening. It's also going to be hot and humid, but again, morning events should be just fine. 95 Friday, 96 Saturday. We do cool off slightly at the beginning of next week before temperatures heat up more by, say, Wednesday and closer to the 4th of July weekend. Renee?
Thanks, Elizabeth. Raising money for the Wolfpack. A fundraiser is happening now in hopes of bringing NC State student athletes more NIL opportunities. The big stars who attended the kickoff event last night. Plus, a second season for Dutton Ranch is approved. This development and more TV and movie headlines ahead in our Hollywood Minute. Welcome back, 4:54, as we take a live look at Fenton and Cary. Our humidity levels feeling tolerable right now, and our highs will be in the low 90s later today. NC State Athletics is hosting its annual fundraising effort and celebration. One Pack NIL Collective kicked off its annual celebration at the Angus Barn last night. Former NFL and NC State players Phillip Rivers and Jericho Cotchery were there showing support. A silent auction to benefit the team is live now, with prizes ranging from sideline game passes to travel experiences. All of the money is used to connect student athletes with career opportunities, sponsorships, and more. New season announcements, movie trailers, and awards. Here's Douglas Hyde with today's Hollywood Minute.
Few names are as revered as Dutton, but Rio Paloma's my town, and I work very hard to protect it.
The Dutton Ranch finale is set for July 3rd, but it won't be the end of the hit show. The Yellowstone spinoff was just renewed for a second season, and that shouldn't come as a surprise. The show has been a ratings juggernaut, with a record-shattering debut as the most-watched launch in Paramount Plus history.
I want success. Get it for me.
Success at last for another series in the Taylor Sheridan universe. On the award show stage, that is. After failing to win Golden Globes and Screen Actors Guild Awards, Landman is set to pick up its first trophy, the Academy of Country Music's Film Award. recognizing movies and shows that prominently feature country music. Landman will receive the prize at August's ACM Honors in Nashville.
Is this real? Is he gonna die?
It's true. We're witches and the curse is true.
I will never trust you again.
We're getting our best look yet at Practical Magic 2. Warner Brothers just conjured up the first full-length trailer. The sequel to the 1998 romantic fantasy brings Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman together again. Practical Magic hits cinemas in September. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
We are getting a look at the design for North Carolina's new Red Wolf license plates. Last month, legislators introduced a bill to create the plates that would generate funds to increase conservation efforts for the wolves. Right now, only 26 are in the wild. A litter of 5 was just born at the Museum of Life and Science in Durham. That's where the new plate design was revealed last night. Ahead at 5 this morning, Carytown budget. Leaders will vote on a property tax increase, how residents are responding to the proposal. And data center debates. Nash County is the latest to consider parameters on new computer facility development. Ahead, the restrictions being considered. And it's going to be warmer and overcast today as we take a live look at Pittsburgh. Ahead, when we get new drought monitor numbers and the impact of our recent rainfall.